Everyone, welcome back to my channel for Coffee Date Thursday. So today I decided to do a twin mom tag. I found a twin mom tag on YouTube and I decided to go off those questions. There are 10 questions. I have twin boys. They were die twins, which means that they had separate sacs, separate placentas, and automatically they assume that my twins are fraternal because they're separate sacs, separate placentas. Identical twins can have 2 separate sacs, 1 placenta, or 1 sac and 1 placenta. So my twins had their individual sacs, their individual placentas. Now they say this is, I think there's like a 25% chance, that number may not be accurate, but there is a chance that my twins can be identical. If the egg split at 3 days, I believe it was, then they can have separate everything, but they came from the same egg. Now I am not for sure if they're identical. According to people, everyone thinks they're identical. I see them differently. Obviously I'm their mom, and obviously my husband sees them differently. People who see them on a daily basis sees them differently, but the majority of people think that they are identical. The only way I can find out is if I do a DNA test, which we're thinking about it. We'll see. I was having nightmares, and this was like multiple, that I was having triplets. So I was a little bit like, what the heck, this is like not normal for me to be having these kind of dreams. At my first OB appointment, my doctor, my OB was actually pregnant, and the nurse that was assisting her was also pregnant. So we went into the room and she's like, you know, after your last experience, you know, let's hope for the best. But I was just kind of like neutral. I was anxious, but I tried to stay neutral about it. And I was joking around with her. I'm like, it's so funny. I've been having, you know, nightmares that I'm having triplets. She's like, well, let's check out, you know, that's pretty funny, but let's check you out. So she's doing the ultrasound and like kind of looking like freaking out, and she sees 2, and she goes, you have 2, let's check for the 3rd one, like joking around. I was like, oh my god, 3? No, please. And I was kind of like in shock. And my husband could not make it to that appointment because he had to work. So what we did, we FaceTimed him, and it was hilarious because we were all freaking out. We were screaming, oh my god, in the room, because all of us were pregnant. We were all freaking out because I was gonna have 3 children under the age of 2, which was kind of like nerve-wracking. I did not plan for that, but my husband was just in shock. But you know, obviously we were happy and everything, but it was a surprise. Carrying twins was not easy. I made it to 36 weeks and my belly was measuring 46 weeks. I had some of the same symptoms I had with my first pregnancy with Melody, but everything was kind of like to the 2nd degree. So I had fatigue to the 2nd degree. I did not throw up much, but I had nausea all day, and it was like to the 2nd degree. Just tiredness. I couldn't even get out of bed sometimes. I felt so bad for Melody because she would have to sit there with me. I put the TV on for her, but I could not get up from bed. I was so tired. I was not working. I was actually at home with Melody, and I am so thankful for my husband. He was able to provide for us while I was at home raising our daughter and you know, pregnant with the twins. And I could not imagine working full-time with that huge belly and feeling the way I felt. It was not easy. Obviously, my pregnancy was a little more smoother. I did not have diabetes, and I did not have preeclampsia, because with Melody I had preeclampsia, and basically you have high blood pressure and protein in your urine, and I was perfectly fine. Like the pregnancy was so smooth to the end, and both boys were head down also. So yeah, like I said again, I was 36 weeks pregnant when my water broke. I'll insert a picture right here. So we purchased our home during my twin pregnancy. And I believe I was, I think 4 months pregnant when we moved from one county to another. In my new neighborhood, none of the doctors, none of the OBs would take me in because my pregnancy was considered high risk. Vaginal deliveries of twins was like unheard of here. So during my pregnancy, I had to drive an hour and a half every week, sometimes twice a week, to do my, checkups and my lab work and obviously my weekly ultrasounds. So the day my water broke, I contacted my OB, and it's a group of doctors. So whoever's on call will deliver your baby. So I called, and the person who was on call was someone that I did not feel comfortable with. I felt like she would be someone who would push the C-section for no reason, just to get it over with. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna go to the hospital right near my home. And if I have a C-section, I wanna be near home. I don't wanna be an hour and a half away from my house. So we went to the emergency room, and it so happened that we had a doctor who had lots of experience in Venezuela with twin pregnancies, vaginal deliveries. And she was 100% for me delivering vaginally. I did not have diabetes. I did not have high blood pressure. Both of my babies were head down, and I had no complications. So she strongly felt that we should go ahead and proceed with the vaginal delivery. Her shift was over at 7 o'clock, and there was a new doctor that came in, and she basically encouraged her to do the vaginal delivery. And the other doctor looked kind of worried, and she told me, I'm gonna try my best to deliver your babies vaginally. So the day progressed. I was progressing perfectly. And when it was time to deliver, I delivered in the OR, in the operating room, in a tiny little table, because there was a chance that one could be delivered vaginally, but the other one would be a C-section, because there's a chance for complications. And Luke was born first, and he was 5 pounds, 12 ounces, and they took him away. I didn't even get to carry him because he was having some problems breathing, and they had to do some compresses for him to breathe. So they took him away, and I was so sad. It took an hour and 21 minutes for Mr. Logan to enter the world, and he was 7 pounds, 1 ounce, and I did get to hold him. They quickly had to take him because he had swallowed some amniotic fluid, and he was like swollen. So they took him, and we brought 2 of the most beautiful boys into this world. They had a 2-week stay in the NICU. Thank you, Jesus. I was able to deliver both of the babies vaginally, and I healed perfectly fine. That was one thing I was worried about, that I would have to do a C-section for no reason. And I had a 22-month-old daughter to take care of with twins. So I wanted to have the quickest speedy recovery possible. Since the boys were in the NICU for 2 weeks, I was pumping at home and bringing the milk to the babies to be fed there. But at the same time, they were providing them formula to supplement, since I was not producing enough milk. So the first 4 months, we kind of, I breastfed them, also bottle fed them, and supplemented with formula. So I had a very hard time doing that. I did tandem breastfeed them, but I never produced enough milk. So we definitely did transition to formula full time after, I think it was 4 to 5 months. My boys are in the same schedule. They eat together at the same time. They take a nap at the same time. They do wake up different times and whatever, but they definitely, all my kids, I like to have them on the same schedule. So when both babies are crying, primarily I felt bad at the beginning because I would have to select one, try to calm them down, and then get the other one and try to calm them down. So I will try to alternate them and give them equal attention when they are crying at the same time. And when they were very little, I did carry them both at the same time and comfort them. And I would try to, baby wear them. out in public, there's always the questions. There's always, everything takes double the time because we're stopped by strangers. And are they twins? Yes, they're twins. They're both the same age and have a double stroller. Of course they're twins. Are they identical? Now, I get that question a lot. I kind of want to do that DNA test because every time they ask me, I have to give the explanation that there's a possibility that they are. And then people are like, well, they look alike. And I have to give them that long explanation. So that's one of the reasons I want to do that DNA test, just to make my life a little more easier, because I get that question every single time. I have had a question asked, are they triplets? No, they're not triplets. My daughter is 22 months older. It's hilarious. I've also had people come up to me with rude questions, which are none of their business, if I have gotten my tubes tied. Like, are you serious? Do twins run in your family? The typical question. So if you are a mom of twins, congratulations. Do not panic. When I first got pregnant with twins, I kind of overwhelmed myself with the idea of having 2 of everything. My number 1 advice would be is to ask for help. Or if anyone offers you help, go ahead and take that help, because you know, it's not easy. In my situation, I had twin infants and a 22-month-old baby. I highly suggest you to take some time to yourself. So at least an hour a day, go and take the breather, do something that you enjoy, a hobby or anything, so you don't lose yourself. So hope you guys enjoy this tag. Leave me a comment below. I like to read your comments. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye guys.